Viewers, the latest news about the ongoing conflict between Ethiopia, Tigray, and Eritrea is that this heavy fight is continues between Ethiopian National Defense Force, its allies, and Tigray Defense Force on several fronts in the Tigray region. As we have received some photos in which soldiers of Tigray Defense Force and Ethiopian National Defense Force can be seen. According to the latest reports, Tigray Defense Force has caught several Ethiopian National Defense Force soldiers, including female soldiers. In these photos, the soldiers of Ethiopian National Defense Force can be seen in the custody of Tigray Defense Force, and the location is still unknown. So on the other hand, heavy fighting is going on B30 highway between Axum and Shire city. Shire is already under the control of Eritrean Defense Force and Ethiopian National Defense Force, and Axum is under the control of Tigray Defense Force. With reports received from Tigray Defense Force sources that Tigray Defense Force soldiers present in and around Axum city and preventing the Ethiopian National Defense Force and its allies to advancing forward. Then reports received from Ethiopian National Defense Force sources that Ethiopian National Defense Force soldiers constantly advancing towards Axum city. And video received of a Tigray Defense Force MRL technical in action, which I will share with you at the end. Thus, they were firing 107 rockets out of a Type 63 rocket launcher. Thus, on the other hand, Addis Ababa on Tuesday said it had captured 3 towns in the northern region, and the International Rescue Committee said a staff member was among 3 civilians killed in an attack last Friday in Shire, a city of 1 lakh that was captured by Ethiopian and Eritrean forces after a sustained bombardment. And witnesses described civilian casualties during days of aerial assaults over the city. And the government said it had avoided fighting in urban areas in its latest offensive and would investigate any loss of civilian life. But there are growing fears that civilians in cities and towns retaken by pro-government forces could be at risk of atrocities as occurred during the earlier stages of the nearly 2-year war. And the advance of Ethiopian and Eritrean forces through Tigray in late 2020 and early 2021 was followed by mass murder, rape, and other crimes documented by United Nations investigators and right groups. Thus, Amnesty International said that Eritrean forces at the start of the conflict in November 2020 massacred hundreds of civilians in the city of Axum, where their forces are currently on the march. And United States as chief said that the potential for further widespread atrocities was alarming, and the staggering human cost of this conflict should shock the world's consciences. And in March, the Commission of Human Rights Experts on Ethiopia, a United Nations created body, said it had found widespread violations against civilians by all sides to the conflict. And they listed a long line of horrific violations from extrajudicial killings to international starvation and rape and sexual violence perpetrated on a staggering scale. And untold numbers of civilians have been killed since the war began. An estimated 2 million people driven from their homes, while millions more are in need of aid according to United Nations figures. So viewers, let's watch the video. Thanks for watching.